please rise. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day and bringing us here safely to our meeting this evening. If this is your will, we ask that you guide us in making the proper decisions that will benefit our entire village. Help us to work together as a team and to respect others' opinions. Show us the way to help those in need and bless everyone by your goodness and consideration. Thanks be to God for all that you do for us. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all. Sorry to get ahead of you there. Okay, Matt, back to you. You want to call the roll, please?
Councilman Otten,
Here.
Councilman Bishop,
Here.
Councilman Herschuk,
Here.
Councilman Henry,
Here.
Mayor Junkins,
Here.
Councilman Sassine,
Here.
Recorder Sassine, here. Councilman Snyder.
Here. Okay, you all have the minutes from our April 5 meeting before you. And if there be no corrections or additions, I would,
I'm sorry, Don, I got one thing.
oh, okay.
The only thing I have is under my report, I misspoke, we have not purchased 6 picnic tables yet. We've purchased 3 with the intent of getting 3 more for a total
Right.
of 6. So at this time, we only have 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I knew there was, 6 was the goal, but,
Yes.
that you have 3. You will-
That's the only thing I have, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Dawn.
One of the things I'd like to ask you while we're in your neck of the woods there, Aaron, it's stated here that under B, informed council that United Bank and Lori Griselle of State Farm Insurance are sponsoring this year's steak fry. Is that a sort of a play on words? Because I think years ago there was someone that bought the tickets for us for steak fry, then somebody else bought the raffle tickets. Do you remember if that was?
As far as to my knowledge, I'll have to double check with Aaron on that.
Okay.
I know United Bank and State Farm sponsored the tickets. I know they're on the 50-50 raffle, and I'm pretty sure they're on the actual steak fry tickets.
Okay.
I'm more than positive they both sponsored those. And I know United Bank has reached out and said they'd like to help
Yeah,
out.
I know I've talked to some employees, United Bank, and they said they're open up, but that's sort of ambiguous here. It says they're sponsoring this year's steak fry. To me, are they gonna furnish it to take what Tim's gonna bring, the food and all that?
Sure,
So
no,
that-
I get what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, well, we can clarify that. No big deal, but, okay. You got that, Matt? Okay, okay.
I got it.
If there be no other questions, I'd entertain a motion to approve the April 5 minutes as corrected.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, you got that, Matt?
Yep.
Okay, there's been a motion made. Is there any question on the motion? If there be no question on the motion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you. Okay, back to you, Matt, your report.
The next council meeting will be held on Monday, May 3rd, 2021 at 8 p.m. here at the village office. And the laying of the levy meeting will be held tomorrow, Tuesday, April 20th, 2021 at 7 p.m. here at the village office. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Jamie, do you have anything you want to report tonight?
No, I just
Okay.
have the financial statements and
Yeah.
I have the documents for the meeting tomorrow for the laying of the levy.
Okay, I'm sorry, what you said, what?
I have the financial statements and then this the documents for the laying of the levy that I'm gonna give to Matt.
Oh, okay, good, thank you. Okay, next then, we'll move into the mayor's report. First, I've been listening to miscellaneous projects still in process or almost completed that we're working on. It seems like we are able to do a little here and a little there, so I'd like to see us do them and complete things, but the way things have been lately, it's a little bit here, a little bit there. Anyway, the first thing, the Sugar Lane water line looping. We're still working on looping the Sugar Lane line with the Maple Lane line. Then the Village Drive ball field parking lot. We're almost complete with moving the dirt out of there, so they'll have parking down there. And of course, tomorrow is the Ohio County Public Service trash pickup. You know, I've seen, I think some people think that the village picks up at curbside, and I think the city of Wheeling does that. But years ago, the village used to pick up at curbside and take the stuff down there. But I've seen some piles of stuff, and I think some of the residents up here have been misled one way or another that we're going to pick it up. We're not. So I don't know how to communicate with them, but that's the Ohio County project they've had for years, and all they do is use our parking lot down there, because they're the ones that used to have the big roll-off containers there for recyclable stuff. And then when people start putting garbage in there, it got so bad that then the landfill was back charging the county for, you know, it could be recycles, but if there's any garbage in there, they charge you for the whole load. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd mention that while we're on that subject. If you know of anybody, if they ask you, we do not pick up at curbside. They have to get someone to take it down there or take it down themselves. The Macaulay Estates roadway tree removal, tree trimming is still in process. The new water metering automatic reading system, we're still upgrading the existing meters as required. Also, we'll have the 3 computers that the girls operate in the office plus Ben's back there updated shortly. I think that's it. I think that's destined for June 1. I'm not sure what the exact date is yet. The sanitary sewer system problem at 49 Maple Lane. As a result of a blocked up sewer line that eventually overflowed on the surface behind Hawley Champ's residence, and the village crew limed down the soil that was tainted after repairs were made. The weather has not been cooperative, and the village crew was waiting for conditions to clear up, but because of the Champ complaint, the village hired Michael Snagel Landscaping to correct the situation. This project is now completed. The American Rescue Plan that the United States Senator Joe Manchin announced on March 11, 2020, was followed up by a meeting for all county commissioners, municipal and city mayors, and other city-county officials from the northern panhandle to attend so he could discuss some of the details and purpose of this new first-time program. The meeting was held on Thursday, April 8, at the City-County building in the Wheeling City-County Chambers. Senator Manchin also had some members from the state auditor's office there present to field questions and introduce some of the auditor's office personnel so they could get help with future questions. Currently, the only subjects mentioned were the categories of use of the funding is for water, sewer, broadbanding projects. Details of other categories are still forthcoming. I hope that these projects will include some of our infrastructure areas that need addressing, such as roads and streets. So this information isn't available yet. Soon it is, I'll lay it on the council, because we're all going to be involved in that project. And basically the way it's set up of what we're getting, we're supposed to get half of it this year, the other half next year, but we have until 2024 to spend that money. And of course, it all has to be documented. More work for Jamie to get set up, because it's got to be curtailed and audited and all that. So we want to do it right the first time. Hunt for the Lost Moundsville Man, which started on Tuesday, April 6 around 4 p.m. and ended Wednesday, April 7 around 3 p.m. Franklin Ott was the guy's, OTT was the man's name. I sent newspaper articles around to you in the council packs that covered this event when the silver alert was issued. That's issued by the state police. I've never seen so many good professional uniformed individuals come together, organize, meet at the command center, which set up the Bethlehem Fire Department building. I'm trying to get the names of all the entities that were involved there, but I'll tell you what, I have never seen so many people as I've described here, uniformed, private individuals and everything. That place was like a zoo up here. In fact, to elongate on the story, when I was up there at the fire department, and it was just towards the end and everything when they were coming in and posting results, the girls at the office called me and said that our policeman was out in the parking lot, and the grandson of Franklin Ott was out in the parking lot, and he wanted to talk to the mayor. And I said, well, tell him I'll be right down. So anyway, I got down here. Here's a nice groomed young man. I think he just came back from the service. And of course, then I found out in the meantime, then there was a lot more relatives. This guy must have had 20 relatives, but they weren't all at the right place at the right time. But anyway, had a nice conversation with him, and he made one suggestion, and I said, well, that's already underway with the police department, is to define details of whenever we get into that situation again. We're not going to do the same thing. But I'm trying to get together, and supposedly was on one of the websites, some of the groups. There was Wheeling and Bethlehem officers, Bethlehem firefighters, Ohio County Sheriff and all their deputies, Ohio County EMA, Ohio and Marshall County deputies and correction personnel, and there was just a mass of volunteers. But I've never seen a group come together like that, and it was just it kind of put the hair up on your back or make your hair stand up to see that so many people would come out to help. They had ATVs, they had drones. There was supposed to be a chopper out, and unfortunately, one of the leads was that when Franklin left the Marathon station up there, I think he allegedly had 2 phone numbers, and I think these phone numbers were for his nieces, but he didn't have the right number, so therefore the call didn't go through. So I think he just kind of got disgruntled, and he was headed down Village Drive. Well, one of the, in fact, it was a dispatcher that happened to be working for the fire department at the time, saw him, he headed down Village Drive. So that's where they concentrated, down Village Drive, and I think he went down Dogwood Lane and went down the V that follows the interstate there, and eventually got down to the ball fields. But they had people knocking on doors, Oak Drive Circle, everywhere, seeing, trying to get any information or any lead that they possibly could. But as I said, I've never seen an organized group work like this. And talking to some of the sheriff for one after the next day down at the post office and everything, it's really, really rewarding to see a group come together like this. But I just want to mention to council some of the things that I knew about it. So, okay, other officers report. Tom, do you have anything to report tonight?
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
Okay, and there's nothing on police chief's. His report is due next meeting. Committee reports. Aaron, Parks and Recreation.
The only thing I have tonight is last Friday, I believe it was. This past Friday, I came into the office around 10 a.m. with Erin. She had a conference call with all the people that came down from the state, the inspectors and whatnot, engineers. Basically what's going on now is we have to get in touch with the Army Corps of Engineers. They have to decide if that little trickle of water is jurisdictional property or not. So we have to get in touch with our engineer, Jack Tush. He's going to contact them and work everything out basically. So right now it's just a waiting game still. As far as everything else, they said everything else is a go Everything else is fine. The way we presented it was some of the best they've seen. They're thrilled and they're really wanting to work with us. Well, like I said, we just have to wait to get that clearance as far as the water and the jurisdictional property.
We're gonna have to take a sample of water to see what it contains.
I'm not
A
too
lot
sure
of
what
times
they'll
they'll
do.
let me do that. Yeah, Aaron gave me a copy of that. This was probably about
Yes.
20 pages long
Yeah,
with the maps and the designs and everything. That's quite an extensive project.
it really is.
Yeah.
So, as far as, like I said, as far as everything else with that project, they said everything else is good to go. We just gotta wait on that.
Okay.
So, I'll keep you updated
Okay.
as I find out more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything on the police, Bobby?
I have not.
Okay. Roads and streets, Tommy and Steve?
No, I don't have.
Okay. Nothing new then, okay. Tim on water?
Yeah, 2 meetings ago, we had authorized the final purchase spending the High County Commission's funds on the Radio Read Water Program, and we were holding off on a decision to purchase the rest to see if we could use the CARES Act funding, and it sounds like we can.
Well, it's already been paid. We already issued the checks for that. When you made that motion for whatever, I forget what the balance was, 400 and some $1,000, was it?
Wait a minute, didn't we make a motion to just spend the High County Commission money and not any of the village's funds until,
I think we paid for the whole bill that National Road sent us, so it's basically all paid off. I'll have to double check.
yeah, because 2 things jump out there is one was, I don't think that's what the motion was, and 2, we had made a motion later that day that none of the CARES funding was to be spent without council's approval. So there might be 2 issues there.
Okay.
If we can confirm that for the next meeting, that'd be great.
Yeah, we had put the commission's 105,000 in the kitty there, so I'll get invoice. Okay, is that all you have, Tim? Or are you still?
Yeah, the motion was to, purchase the remaining equipment needed for $147,724.50.
That sounds right.
That includes the check from 105 from the High
Yes.
County Commission. Okay.
I think when I said it's 400 some thousand, that's, I think, the total cost of that project.
Okay.
And I know Ben was telling me Nassau Road was one to hurry up and get things in here because they didn't want us to lose momentum. I don't know what the big rush was on their part.
Well, the
It
problem when you hurry up is sometimes you don't follow all the stuff, so.
It wasn't 400 some thousand. Wasn't it? It was 42,000.
Yeah. I'll get a breakdown and present at the next meeting
Okay.
for water.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
almost positive because when we put the 105 in, and then I think I said something would be nice if we could use some of this new money, but we don't know what.
Yeah, I'll work with Jamie and get a breakdown of what was spent and everything and present to council at the next meeting on the
Okay.
water report.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, Mark, is that him?
Nothing this evening.
Okay. And Ben's not here tonight. He said he didn't think he'd be able to make it tonight, so. Okay, well, let's move over into old business. Is there anything in old business that come before council? Okay, then let's move to the list of bills for April 2021. Did everybody have the list of bills in their council pack? Okay, I would entertain a motion that we pay the April 2021 list of bills.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, is there any question on the motion for the list of bills? If there be no question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you.
Bobby, was that you that made the second?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just heard a voice coming down there a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Jamie's financial statement dated March 31, 2021. Is there any, I could better say, I would entertain a motion that we accept the report as presented and filed for audit. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any question on the financial report?
I have a couple. Have we received our first round of CARES funding? Jamie?
I don't think so, right? We haven't received-
It's a good question. I don't think we have.
I don't think that's
Okay.
come in.
Okay. Okay. That's all. I'm
No,
sorry.
that is not in yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. If there be no questions, all those in favor of the motion for the financial statement signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Now, is there any other new business to come before council tonight?
I have something, Dawn, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Aaron and I actually both were contacted by a resident on Chestnut. And they had watched the previous meeting and they were really excited about the passing of the garbage ordinance. They would like us to take a look at Oak Circle Drive, the first house on the left.
Coming in?
Yeah, she said there's a huge pile that sits there every week and it sits there for 5 or 6 days. So if you could just put that in your notes.
Yeah, I've heard some other comments about that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was one of the places that they thought that the pickup or the trash for tomorrow is gonna be picked up or something.
So according to this person, it's like that every week.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
so that's a good opportunity to exercise the new authority granted you by the garbage ordinance.
Okay.
Additionally, they said there's a large truck, you know, when, it's been what, 6 or 7 years ago, we put up a bigger yield sign, so that people coming up the side of the hill on Oak Circle didn't have to stop. They said there's a big truck that parks there now. They think it's one of the gas trucks, and you can't see around the turn, so I don't know if we can look at that.
Okay.
And then the last thing that they wanted to ask is how will residents be alerted, since the most recent water bill just went out when the street sweeper comes? They won't know.
Okay, that's something I guess I thought I had that in my thing. I've been talking to the city of Wheeling and, there's some concerns down there, and I think what happened, the councilman that over on the island, he stole the street sweeper, which I was intending on like getting this week, so now it's like the end of April, 1st of May. And anyway, some of the concerns down there, one guy retired and ran the sweeper, and I think they had another sweeper down or something, so they were kind of short-handed, but that's the reason I'm called back and forth. I'm glad you mentioned it, because that was supposed to have been in.
How we're gonna let the residents know.
Yeah.
If
Well,
we can't get it on a water bill.
Thanks, because I was supposed to have that in my report. I left that out, but no, that's one of the best or most asked questions right now.
Yeah.
So,
And then the only other thing is, has consideration been given to filling the seat that was vacated by the death of Stacky Wojcik?
yes, I want to get that taken care of shortly here. So just excuse me just a minute. Okay, I don't have a definite date yet, but we need to do that now. It's, Stacky's resting in peace now, hopefully, and it's, I didn't like to, the next week or something,
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
no, I understand the
Yeah.
reason for waiting, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some other things working on too, like a resolution and such, so, but, I'll get something started on that. Okay. Anything else, Tim?
No, I'm sorry. That was all.
Okay.
That was my best. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anybody else have any?
Why don't you start by putting the date, if possible, on the village website for the street sweeper? Would be a good
Well,
start.
as soon as I find out what the
Right.
exact date was, we can put that on our Facebook page and let people know. So, yeah, I thought I'd have a more definite date by now, but I don't. So I was waiting for a call from him, but I like to call back and follow up, because sometimes, I meant to call you or whatever, so, but they said they would call me, and they said basically it'll be the end of April, 1st of May, so I will be calling them on that this week. Okay. Is there any other new business or discussions that come before council tonight? If there be no further business, I would have entertained a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.